Hey guys, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. It is me, your favorite baby girl, Nagorom Amadi, and I'm back again, guys. Happy New Year! How are you all guys doing? Happy, amazing year to us. Happy, beautiful year of 2025 to us, and I just wish us the best. This year will be the best year for us yet. Like all we have dreamt of achieving this year, we must achieve it in Jesus' name. And I'm back again with a new video. This is officially my first video in 2025. How are you all guys doing? I guess you're doing pretty amazing. As for me, you can see I'm doing pretty good. And this is officially our first video for 2025. Officially 2025. Even if I know I have a lot of vlog, like I have a handful of vlog from our Dirty December experience. I will dish them out gradually, but this is like the first video for 2025, and I'm so excited. Like I am so happy to be doing this. Basically, I just want to be serious. Like I've just been very unserious in 2024. I was very unserious, and I'm deeply sorry about that. It was not intentional. And the reason why I was unserious is just what I'm here to talk about, basically. So it all began in 2022, I guess. I think, just in case you see me looking down, I have my phone here. In 2022 or 2021, I I had okay, in 2021, 2022, thereabout, it all began when I was in the office one of this afternoon, and some of my colleagues told me, are you aware your neck is swollen? And I was like, swollen? But at that point, I was, adding up kind of. I wasn't really as slim as I used to be. So I just felt the whole, fat thing came up with my neck getting swollen, my face, everything was swollen. I didn't really take it serious. So few days later, I went to a nearby hospital, you know, that's military hospital Port Harcourt. For some of us in Port Harcourt, we should be familiar with military hospital. And I visited the hospital, met a doctor, I explained everything. The doctor said, okay, you know what, you need to go for a test. Then, before the test, he kind of explained one or two to me, just in case the result is out and you notice that. Don't be scared. It's possible. It's not even like it's not a life threatening stuff or whatever, and that I should just be. So he did some vitals and asked me to go for the test. So when I did, unfortunately, I told that I was down with hyperthyroidism, which is what we popularly know as goiter. So I was told I had hyperthyroidism. It's the goiter thing has the hypothyroidism and hyper. Hyper is the excess secretion of iodine, and hypo is the lesser, like a slower secretion of iodine. So for the medical students, they should be very familiar with this. And then that was where the problem started. So I got down with a lot of things, which includes I started reducing. Like I wasn't really looking as chubby as I used to. I was seeing some kind of abnormalities in my looks, and I didn't find it funny at that point. To be honest, I didn't find it funny. I started getting easily irritated, like things I could just, wave out on a normal day. I would take it to heart. I was sweating excessively. I was eating very much. I will eat very much, but still will not gain weight. A whole lot happened. I was like, the irritation was top notch, like it was up high. And then when this whole thing was happening, you know, my family, everybody was bothered because it will kind of change a lot of things about you. So it changed me as a person because of that easy irritation. My tolerance level reduced. Like I could not tolerate things. But the funny thing is, to an extent I was able to tolerate, you know, some people, you know, why others were just no. Like I couldn't just tolerate others. I don't know how it happened, but for some people, I mean, is in my workplace, something might just happen. Like I tolerated a lot of things, which is so unlike me, you know, during that phase. And that was it. I was still managing, you know, keeping up. And I went to the first, after military hospital, I visited a whole lot of hospitals. So I really don't want to mention names. I don't want to, like I don't want to go into that, because for each hospital I visited, I had my fair share of experience with them, which was not really palatable. They were not very good experiences, so I don't want to talk about it. So fast forward to 1 year, like at exactly 1 year, I traveled to Abuja to be with, like, during my annual leave, I traveled to Abuja to be with my cousin and his family. So one of these days, we got back, we had, you know, the wife sent us on an errand. We got back very late, so we were eating, and I ate the first plate and finished it. Ate the second one, I finished it. Ate the third one, I finished it. Ate the fourth one. And this is me that on a norm, I can't finish one plate of food, like no matter how small. I just find it so stressful. I prefer junks to food. So at the end of the day, that was when I started asking myself questions like, what could have happened to me, what's happening, and all of that. So at this point, I started slowing down in certain things. I wasn't really confident in myself. My self-esteem became very, 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 very low, because I couldn't just stand. I felt I wasn't worthy to do what a normal person could do. I don't know if that makes sense, but that was just my encounter. I couldn't just do what people would do on a normal day. When friends come and they tell me, let's hang around, let's do this, that. I don't like going, like being in the midst of people was scary at some point, because I just felt I wasn't like, I don't find myself being in the midst of people. That's basically it. So it continued, and that was when I started. Before then, I got introduced to some drugs. If you guys already know, okay, I think I have some packs of that drug. I have some packs. If you're very familiar with this drug, that's carbiroid. So I got introduced to this, and this is propanol. I just have a handful of, you know, drugs that I've taken. So I got introduced to these drugs, and I was asked to take them for a period of time, that the euthyroid was going to go down, blah 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 blah. And then I took it for quite some number of months, and it seemed as though things were getting worse. So that was when I knew that the problem might be in the dosage, not even the drugs. I continued and continued. At this point, I was changing from one hospital to another, just to see if I could just hear a different story from a particular hospital, you know. So I continued until a whole lot happened during this period, which I don't want to make this video so long, but I just wanted to tell you guys what I've been up to. And I'll be inserting some video clips actually, and pictures if necessary, of things that transpired, things that went down. So I remember last 2 years, November last 2 years, I was supposed to go for a surgery, this goiter surgery. And then when I came,
The doctor checked. I was invited obviously for the surgery because they just felt you've taken it for a certain number of times, so obviously it should be the right time, you get. So I came down to that hospital, and after the whole diagnosis, they said the uthyroid was high and that they couldn't do anything, that no doctor will, operate it when the uthyroid is high, blah 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 blah. So the one that broke the camel's back was that the endocrinologist that was handling the case at some point told me that she wasn't going to do it again, and that she was traveling. I think she said she was traveling, or that she was to hand me over to the next person. And me, I became a bit skeptical, because this person already knows my case, and she's been able to handle it to a certain extent. So why do I even have to start all over with a new doctor? At this point, this hospital is in a different state from where I reside, so you can imagine the whole proximity coming down from the state where I reside down to this particular state. It was so demanding. Like, it was demanding when it comes to time, it was demanding when it comes to my money, like financially. It was financially demanding, that's what I mean. It was demanding when it comes to time. Like, who travels for treatment, for that is not like I'm going abroad, but on a road trip for more than 6 hours. So imagine me going more than 6 hours, I'm coming back more than 6 hours, meaning I'll be off for 3 days, 3 days basically sometimes. And I thought of it, I said, no, I'm not in for this stress. I had to change that hospital, basically because the endocrinologist said she wanted to hand me over to the next person, when I was already comfortable with having her as my doctor. She was always talking to me, she could call me and encourage me, she could, a whole lot. I was enjoying the whole thing. So fast forward to 2024, that was last year, the whole thing got so intense. My eyes, okay, I forgot to mention that my eyeballs were, like, my eyes were basically bulging out. Like, looking at me right now, you even see that my eyes are slightly bulged out, but not as severe as it used to. So I stopped creating content, I stopped anything social gathering, I stopped a whole lot. I stopped socializing with people. Like, I can't have friends call me or invite me over for anything, you know. Before now, I could just show face, like visit and leave. But I stopped every other thing because I just felt this was it for me. Like, this is my reality now. Let me just leave every other thing aside. And last year, a better part of last year, it became so intense. And fortunately, on a very fateful day, I was in the office and I saw this customer with, she had bumps on her neck, and those bumps it looked to me as though she had stitches on there. And I asked her, what's up, how are you doing? She responded, and I said, what happened to your neck? She said she had a surgery. And I'm like, what type of surgery? She told me goiter. I had to give her a seat. Like, I gave her a seat to sit, just so that she would tell me what her experiences were. And to my greatest surprise, it was like she was diagnosed of hyperthyroidism, even if she had gone for operation. And me, I was also suffering from the same thing. So I had to call her and I asked her a few questions, because a whole lot of people will be like, this surgery is 50-50. Oh, when you go, this one will happen, that one will happen. Like, it has happened before my very eyes, and people were just feeding me with informations that looked very scary. They were actually scary, not look very scary, they were actually scary. And then I said, okay, let me even hear from someone who had gone and come back. So when she told me all her experiences, which was not friendly, by the way, the experience, they were just so so, like, I felt so emotional, I felt so bad for her. So when she was done, I told her, okay, what do you think about me going for this surgery? She was like, ah, that's the best thing to do. Don't even listen to what people would say. This is just the best. Like, it's your time. Just go for it. And I asked her the hospital. She referred me to this hospital where I had this surgery done. So in August, I traveled to this hospital for the first time. I went to this particular hospital, met with the CMD, introduced myself, and they asked me to do some, stuff. I was asked to run another test, do an x-ray. They checked my vitals, a whole lot. So I was asked to do a whole lot. It's just like me starting all over. It's a different hospital, so I had to start all over, did everything from scratch to finish, and I got back home. So I couldn't wait. The result is not like an instant result. So a few days later, I was called on phone and they said, okay, this, that. Okay, before I left, they gave me this same carbiroid, but now they had to increase my dosage. So after increasing the dosage, like, usually I was taking 2 in the morning for this particular carbiroid. For this one, I was taking, I don't know if you guys can see, this was the prescription. This was the prescription I used to have, like 2 morning, 2 afternoon, and 2 evening. But this new hospital increased the dosage to 6 morning, 6 evening, and that was it for this particular drug. Then others were also increased. That was when I knew that, okay, things are really changing. And I've started seeing things in me. Those excessive sweating, those excessive heat started reducing. Gradually, it's kind of reduced. And I was just managing things until I took it for a period of 2 months. I think so. Then in November, fast forward to November, I visited the hospital again, just so that they could just check, like a progress report, so that they will know if it was due to be operated on and all the blah blah blah. Now, this was the funny aspect of the whole thing. I left the office. I took my leave like every other person, because my intentions were, if this thing wasn't ready to be operated upon, it then means I would just stay for my annual leave and come back to work. But if it is, then I could just send my office a mail that's okay, this is my reality, and that was it. And then when I got there, the doctor looked at everything and I was asked to do a follow-up test, which I did. And they said, okay, for now, it's ready to be operated on, but that they had the pulse, the pulse was high, basically. And it could be as a result of the stress from work, stress from, basically stress, because I'm just one person. In the midst of all of this, I was going to work. I was doing basically living my normal life. But the only difference was that I couldn't just hang out with friends, basically. So that was how I had to manage, then until the doctor invited me over that I should just pick my bag and come. At this point, I wasn't too sure of what was about to happen. So I didn't inform my family. Like, they knew that if it was time to do this, I will go in for a surgery. But I left everybody in the dark, because I refused telling them the actual date, because me, obviously, I didn't know. I went to the hospital several times and they told me my pulse was high. At a point, I was admitted, just so that they could just, check the parameters, that will enable me going for the surgery. So my family was always calling, everybody was worried. At a point, I told them that, okay, even when the doctor was assuring me that the operation was going to be done that week. So when my family calls, I'll tell them that the operation will be done the next week, just so that the pressure will not be high. Just imagine them calling me and I don't pick the calls. Maybe I could be in the theater and their call comes in. They will now feel like something has happened or so. I didn't really know what even made me do that. I didn't know what actually happened. but I just told myself this is how I'm going to play this whole game. So special thanks to my brother's wife. Like, she's just an angel. She is an angel. She's in my next word. This brother's wife of mine, in my next word, in my life. Like, I want to be associated with you, even if not, even if you're not coming as a sister-in-law. You can come as a sister, you can come as anything very close. Like, being a sister-in-law, you're a very, like, you're still family. You are family, not still, you are family. But in my next life, I want to cross paths with you over and over and over and over again. You're greatly loved. You are more like, you're loved beyond words, and I love you for that. Mwah. You're just the best. So I called my brother's wife, even if my brother, this my said brother, didn't know what was happening. So I called my brother's wife. My brother is not, like, her husband is presently not in the country. So I called her and I told her, okay, these were my plans, and I didn't really want, I didn't really want to announce it just the same way I announced the one for the previous year, that is 2023. And she said, okay, it's all fine and good, let's just go, let's pray to God. So we agreed on booking mass. I'm a Catholic and we believe so much in booking mass. So I booked mass, she booked mass from the state where she was, and I joined her. When I came to her house, all this going, mind you, all this going and coming back, she has always been with me. And then on that fateful day, I got to the hospital, and oh my God, I've sent it on Teams. Okay, can I send it via text message? Can I say? Okay. Or all right, it's fine. Let me send it via text. Thank you.
So guys, at this point, sorry, I just had a call. At this point, that was how I got to the hospital. And fast forward to December in 2024, I had a goiter surgery done. that was the most difficult time of my life, because I didn't see that coming. I had taken a lot of drugs. I had taken a lot of pills that people would always advise. Oh, you have to take this, it will shrink this, it's gonna do this. I took a whole lot, like a whole lot, but I was very conscious. That's just the point. I was conscious of the things I take. The things I was talking about is basically, supplements, which are not harmful, by the ways, but I kind of relied on those supplements as if my life depends on them. And I had this surgery done in December.
So guys, this is what
I don't know, because of the clothes I'm putting on,
this is the stitches
I
surgery.
might really not be able to show you guys the stitches, but from my December vlogs, and I believe a whole lot of you, like, some people would have seen it and be like, what happened to your neck and all of that. That was how I got those stitches on my neck. But I didn't know how to feel. Like
right now,
I don't want to cry. I promised myself that I wasn't going to cry, but that was the most difficult. Like, this 3 years was the most difficult moment of my life. I fell in and out of depression. I've had cause to even take, like, I've nurtured the thought of taking my own life. A whole lot has happened. Like, I won't say miss, because I have my life basically, but a whole lot happened. No, I don't want to cry. No, I said, no, I can't be, no, I can't do this. But had a lot of support as much as I had a lot of ups and downs with people. I had a lot of, I can't really explain it. In my personal life, in my place of work, even in business, I had some ups and downs. I can't even explain it. I can't explain all that happened. But this is me saying that God is awesome. I'm so happy that at the end of the day, I am fully back. Like, I've recovered. I'm just that person I should be, and even much better. I'm even working on myself for certain, you know, I'm working on myself like real good, because I just feel this level of backwardness for this number of years, because I didn't really see the need to develop myself. I didn't really see the need to do certain things. But these few weeks of the whole post surgery period, I've been able to consciously develop myself. I've been able to, make conscious efforts on being happy. I've been able to put myself first, amongst every other thing. I've been able to put myself first. Like, the only thing that matters to me right now is me. Like, nobody, nothing else matters to me. The only thing, like, I am first, before any other thing. I am first, my family is second before any other thing. And then after the whole surgery period, it was like the love has been massive. The love has been really massive. Like, I least expected the love I've been getting. My family has been my backbone. Like, I can't stand without them. My family, I can't trade them for anything in this whole wide world. My family has been my backbone. My Oh, Jesus, I can't even explain how I feel. My brother from the hospital has always been like, he could just stay, send me money, or yeah, go and shop, go and do this, go and do that, just so that I don't, start thinking of the whole thing. My mom has been at her best, my sister, my brothers, my dad, my brother's wives. Everybody has been at the top of their game. Like, everybody, every single person has been so sweet and awesome. So this is me saying that what God cannot do does not exist. Who am I am coming out from that theater. A lot of people are saying, welcome, welcome. And I started asking them, like, welcome from where exactly? Am I coming from the market or something? But coming from the spirit world, if you've been to the theater and back, you should know better. If you've done like this goiter surgery in particular, if you've done this kind of surgery, you should understand the meaning of welcome, because you're coming from an entirely different world altogether. But I'm so happy. I'm so happy that, God kind of, like, this period, God removed everybody that I didn't need in my circle. All the people I didn't need in my circle in this whole period of, in this whole time, God just removed them one way or the other. And with prayers too, I was always praying about it, because anything that will kind of frustrate, or anything that will put me on my toes, I wasn't ready for it. I wasn't in, like, I can't deal. I was mentally depressed. I was already feeling, I can't even put my feelings into words. But God just helped me to remove everybody that would be a stumbling block, in my life, and at that point in my life. So with this, I'm so happy, and I just want you guys to say a word, like, just thank God with me, appreciate God for my sake. And if you've watched up to this moment, please do well to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Please support a baby girl. I will try as much as possible to be more consistent amidst work. For now, I haven't resumed. I'm still at work. I'm still at home for now. I've not resumed, but I'll try my best to, put myself on my toes to get out, lots more content before I resume. Because when I resume, obviously during the day, I'm always in the office until whenever. So that being said, if you have any questions for me, or you have any suggestions for me, or you have any basically any questions to ask on the whole surgery process and how it went down, or you need to know much about, or you even have symptoms that you just suspect that it could be it or something, please drop in the comment section, and I'll be in the comment section for us to interact. Until then, bye.